and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me for our final card in this week's Stamp Set of the Week, Tune In. Now it is also Sketch Friday. So I have gone for the sketch on page 22, number 7. So number 6. If I bring it up, you can see this one here is the one that I'm attempting to do. As you can see, it roughly looks like that. It's not in the way it was. I did cut them all down to the proportions that the card sort of implied, and I just didn't sit with me. I just didn't like it. So this was the card I came up with. However, having now done this card, there are still things I wasn't happy with. So I'm going to do my third attempt with the card today. So it's going to look like this, roughly. It's not going to be identical. So let's bring in the supply so you can see what I am going to do. Right, so the first thing I've got is a piece of Night of Navy, which measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of white cardstock, which measures 3.5 by 5 1/4. I have a piece that measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. That's the layer we're going to be doing our work on. This is the layer for inside. I have a piece of scrap paper to do our television on, and then I have 3 pieces of card base. So I've got Night of Navy, Pool Party and Misty Moonlight. Now the 2 lighter shades both measure 1 3/4 by 3 1/2, so they will fit onto here. And then I have a piece of Night of Navy which measures 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. And the eagle-eyed of you will notice that 2 of them have been embossed and the third one hasn't. Now I can't decide whether to leave the third one unembossed or whether to emboss it. Having a looked at it now, I think I probably will emboss. So I've taken a embossing folder that I found in my supply. So any embossing folder will work for this. Just to make sure that when you're embossing, you've got your line facing up towards you and the word stamping up. That way you'll know that this is the imprint that you will get, not the reverse. Okay, so bear with me for a second while I emboss that and I will come right back. Okay, so I've run that through and that's come through like so. Okay, I've also got, so this is our television screen shape, which we will cut out later on. This is the piece that if you saw Wednesday's video, you will notice that this is the piece that cut out the section so that we could do the slider card. But for this time I have used a Pool Party to be the center of the television. So that will go on the center of the television. And also I'm introducing another piece. Now this cuts out 2 dials and a grate. Now generally it's used, if you don't use the frame, you would put the grate down here and maybe a knob either side, and a television screen would be, so it wouldn't have the outlines if we were just using the dies. But for today's purposes I'm only going to use these 2 dies, and they're very tiny, so I'm terrified I'm going to lose them. So they are those. There we are, you can see one's upside down. So that are the dials. Perfect, let's pop those over there. And of course I've got our residential alien, or our resident alien, or aerial, depending on where you're looking at it, to go on the back, and that's in Night of Navy. So let us attempt this and see how we get on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick down my 3 colours to the piece of white. I'm going to put my lightest at the top. I'm going to turn that around that way. That will go down the bottom. and then that piece will fit in the middle like so. Now these can all be stuck down with our multi-purpose, and put the bottom one in first. Right, let's give myself some space. I'm going to run my glue over there. That will... So what I'm looking for is a little layer of white around the three sides that roughly are similar. And then I'm going to take the pull party and do the same with that. That'll fit at the top. Okay, and then the Night of Navy will fit in the middle. That's that in, so let's put the glue on this bit. There we go. And that will sit in the middle of the two. Okay, we will fold this over. For those of you that would like to score, we're scoring at the 4-inch mark and then burnishing with our bone folder. Okay, oh, excuse me, and then that will get layered onto there, and once again with our multi-purpose. So I like to think that the sketches on page 22 are an idea of what to do. Hey, if you haven't got, if you want to create a card but you're not 100% sure, try one of these ideas and come up with your own version of it. So this is basically my own version of it. So there we go. So that's the outline. This obviously will go inside, so let's do that while we've got it. I'm just going to give myself a seal for quickness, she says, because I noticed I forgot to put all the layers inside the card for my other two cards, so I might need to do that with this one. Okay, and then we have got our television screen, which I'm going to stamp up in Night of Navy, and I'm going to put the stay tuned for an important message on the outside, should I say. There we go. There we go, that's that. And then on the inside of the card we're going to stamp the happy birthday. So happy birthday. Okay, and stamp. There we go. Slap bang in the middle. So the only thing we need to do now is the television screen. So piece of scrap, Night of Navy, pop it in the middle. Okay, and we're going to colour this in, and I'm going to use the Pool Party and the Misty Moonlight. So let's go. I'm going to do, not quite sure why I'm colouring the knobs in when they're going to be covered up, but you know, they might fall off, hopefully never. And then that's always got the colouring in underneath. I'll do the legs. And then the thin border here. And because nobody really needs to sit and watch me colour, I have already pre-coloured a TV screen off camera, I'm going to put that around the outline, run it through my cut and emboss machine, and I get that. Okay, so what we can do is we can stick the television dials. So a dab of glue here. Now these don't have to be in line with each other, because obviously if the television is on, you may have changed your channel and moved your dial around. So let's put that down on the first one. There we go. And then let's take the second one. Let's tilt that slightly, but not so people think, oh, she's made a mistake. Let's tilt it, so there we go. So it looks obvious that I've done that. There we go. Then we can use our stay tuned for an important message, and we're going to use the dimensionals to raise that up. So I'm just reaching over to get my dimensionals. So I'm just going to use 4, one on each corner. Go with that. Oh dear, you go with that. Then we can take our backings off. Oh, that didn't come off, did it? There we go, try that again. That's better. Right. And then we've got our middle section, which go into there. This will then sit on here. I think because it is bumpy, I'm going to raise it again with dimensional, so turn that over, but I'm only going to put it, I'm not going to worry about the legs, I'm just going to put it on the outside and one for the middle. Pointy tool, there it is. 1, 2. No, I didn't think so. Haha, 3, 4. No, that didn't come off either. Oh, naughty tool. There we go, that's better. Right, so now is the positioning. Do I put it straight, or shall I do it wonky? Do you know what? I'm actually going to lower it. I'm going to put it wonky, so it's down here. And then I'm going to put my aerial there, and I'm going to put that on dimensionals as well, but I'm only going to use one of these little bones of the dimensionals rather than a whole, and then she can pop into there and be up like that. So that is my version of the 6th sketch on page 22 of the annual catalogue. As you can see, totally different really, but it gave me a rough idea of where I was going with the card. So which do you prefer, the one with the stamped or the one with the embossed? Let me know. Please put your comments in the bottom below. Thank you ever so much. If you're watching on YouTube, the shopping cart will be in the bottom of the description of all the items I have used today. If you're on Facebook, please pop over if you need that, because it will be there for you. I am back again on Monday with a new video. So thank you ever so much for joining me this week. I hope you had a wonderful week. And whatever you do for the rest of today and for your weekend, take care, stay safe, and lots of love. Bye.